Welcome to the Pretty and Profiting Show, your favorite show for branding, beauty, business, and the truth of how to be a boss lady and build your empire. Pause the show right now and grab your free gift at profitablepersonalbrand.com/hot. It's a workbook and audio training on 5 high-performing strategies to dominate your market and add an extra $1,000 to $10,000 to your bottom line. And now, your host. She's a fierce, creative freaking genius who is known by many as Nikki Hustle. Nicole K. Lundy.
Welcome to today's episode. This is your host, Nicole K. Lundy, and today we're going to talk about a very interesting topic, and it's about the mindset of a hustler. So my nickname is Nikki Hustle, and I realized that the word hustle oftentimes has a negative connotation. It's, related to, people think of drug dealers, cheaters, people who, you don't want to necessarily be best friends with. That word hustle is usually associated with them. But my take on the hustler mindset is that you have a whatever it takes attitude. You actually practice this as a lifestyle, and you know that to create the exact life that you want, you have to practice the act of earning something from seemingly nothing. Hustling, by definition, is not actually a crime. So, of course, like I said, criminal acts are associated, by hustlers, but also success. If you think about it, Oprah is a hustler. Donald Trump is a hustler. Beyonce is a hustler. There's so many hustlers that are doing well and are role models for the society. So with this mentality for the success track, there's also some lessons you can learn from the common hustler. And I want to talk about some of those lessons because I want you to see how you can adapt these lessons from the common hustler into your own lifestyle and see how it affects your mindset. When I committed to doing whatever it takes to make my dreams come true, to create the life I want, to build my empire, I knew that the only way it was going to happen was if I adopted a hustler mentality. Because listen, I tried to do it without the hustler mentality. I tried. It didn't work. It fell flat on my face because I didn't have whatever it takes. I always pulled back if it got too hard or, somebody said no to me, or I stayed up, 12 hours every single day for the last 2 months and nothing has happened. I had all of these wimpy excuses. So yes, I always had big dreams, but until I adopted the hustler mindset, nothing started rolling in. So I want you to think about it because there is some validity in having the hustler mindset. I encourage it because, listen, my clients come to me and they all have huge dreams. But a lot of times when they start, they also have a lot of excuses. And then when we really get down under the carpet to see what has been done so far towards their dreams, not much has happened. So yes, I can help them create a brilliant strategy, but the hustler mindset piece of it is the first thing we tackle. Because without that mindset, nothing much will get done. And if it does get done, it will get done at a super, super, super slow pace. So I'm not about that life. I'm not about that for my clients, and I'm not about that for you. So let's look at lessons we can learn from the common hustler. So number 1 is you want to be dangerous without being threatening. So the thing is, you want to be feared, but also don't make yourself unapproachable. You want people to think like, oh, that girl Nicole, like, she is the real deal. That girl Amy, like, she is no joke. When she says she's going to do something, it's done. Just consider it done. Like, you want people to know that you have such a sharp aim at what you decide to do that it's already done. That's one thing that's common in the hustler trait. So let others know. Let them know what you're capable of. But you don't have to flaunt your killer instinct to everybody, but just know that you pull your killer instinct out when you really want to get something done. Number 2, you want to act the part. Act the part. So if you say you're a coach, if you say you are a speaker, if you are a consultant, if you are an accountant, conduct yourself as if you've been in the game for years. It does you no justice to say, oh, I just started. Oh, I'm a startup. Oh, like, I'm just getting my stuff together. Like, who are you really saying that to? You're saying it to yourself. It's a cop-out, and hustlers don't cop out. Conduct yourself as if you've been in the game for years. Now, this is different from fake it till you make it. You actually need to do some hardcore study when you're not in the public view. So if you have to be, in front of people 8 hours a day, hours 9 through 12, you need to be studying. You need to be up on your game. You actually need to make time every single day to educate yourself. Conduct yourself as if you've been in the game for years. Quit this small talk about, I've only been in business for 2 years. I don't want to hear it. Nobody wants to hear it. Nobody's going to pay you thousands of dollars if you already sound like you might mess up. Got it? Number 3, always clock late. Always clock late. Now, you might be saying, Nicole, what the hell are you talking about? But think of it like Malcolm X, when he was referring to dope dealers selling drugs by the park for hours at night, this is them going, not knocking off at 5 o'clock. And when you are in the pursuit of building an empire, you don't just have one startup period and that's it. It's not coasting. It's not a coasting period for you after that startup period. You actually, every time you're in the next phase of expansion in your business, you go through another startup phase. You need to clock late. Always clock late. It's the rule of the hustler. Number 4, you gotta have swag, man. And I'm not talking about loud, obnoxious Kanye West type swag, but that quiet confidence, that's the type of swag you need. Listen, the best hustlers in the world, and we're talking on the negative side of things, you don't know what they do. They're the most well put together people on the earth. Now, on the positive side, the people who are doing positive things in the world, they're the most well put together people on earth too. So as you can see, it's a common trait. What you choose to do, with your life, what you choose to create is another story. But the common trait of the hustler mindset is that you gotta have swag. We'll be right back. Join the Pretty and Profiting Posse if you are a real deal woman entrepreneur creating wealth and making a global impact with your business. Represent yourself. Head on over to prettyandprofiting.com and get your merchandise. Profit in style. And we're back. So we're talking about the mindset of a hustler. I'm all about being a hustler because it's the whatever it takes attitude that you need to make your goals, to build your empire, to create the exact life you want. Not sort of like the life you want, the exact life you want. It takes a whatever it takes attitude. And that's what the hustler mindset is about. So the fourth mindset trait of a hustler is you can't be afraid to try on different hats. Yes, you're great at numbers. Yes, you may be great at promotion, but oftentimes to get things going, you will have to wear several job hats. Several job hats. And the thing is, too, a lot of times, so some of you listening, you may just be thinking of starting a business and you may not know exactly what direction you should go into because you have several different passions that you have. Hustle. Try on all of those hats of those different passions and see which one you really like. Because listen, experience gives you a real perspective on things. So in theory, you may love something, but actually starting to do it, you may start to hate it, or you may love it even more. So try on different hats. Those hats will look different at different points in your business, at different points in your life, but just know that is part of the process. Number 6, I'm losing track. You have to know that it's a long process. Mentally, you have to know. So I come across this so often. People are like bubbling. They want to get their stuff into the world ASAP. So they have that impatience and urgency factor about them, which is awesome, as an entrepreneur and part of the hustler mindset for sure. But you have to know that being impatient is not going to do you any good on the long term. You have to be patient. You have to know that it's a long process to get to the destination. You have to know. You cannot predict every single thing that's going to happen. You have to be focused on your why. You have to be focused on the target. But listen, it's a long process. Be patient. And lastly, practice makes perfect. Listen, not everybody, and I don't know. I think some people they have a hustler in their DNA when they're born, but they hone in on this skill if they notice it and they like it over time. So just know, even the mentality of being a hustler takes practice. You have to learn how to not care about what others think of you, what others say about you. You have to know that. Some people, it doesn't take them that long. A lot of people, however, that's a process. It's so ingrained that approval from other people is part of life. And it's necessary for them to take their next oxygen. That's just a small example, yes. But practice makes perfect. So spend time. You cannot avoid it. Spend time mastering whatever you choose to do. Spend time. Malcolm Gladwell wrote a book. He said, to master anything, it takes at least 10,000 hours. This is true. So many people who are excellent at their craft, if you look at when they started, when you see their child videos, when you see really that nobody is an overnight success, it's because they've been practicing when you thought they were not practicing. When you thought they just learned a routine last week, they've been doing it for 20 years. Practice makes perfect. It should be part of your daily routine. It's part of the hustler lifestyle. It's part of the hustler mindset. That's it for today's episode. This is your host, Nicole K. Lundy. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Pretty and Profiting. Want to learn more about me and what I do? Head on over to profitablepersonalbrand.com. Also, I have a super juicy giveaway for one lucky show subscriber. If you want to enter, you just have to do 2 simple things. 1, subscribe to the show. 2, leave a review on iTunes or Stitcher, and you'll be entered into this month's $25 Sephora gift card giveaway. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, stay pretty and stack those profits.